Going to show you how to take one of your designs or an idea for a design and put it into what we call an application sketch. In this case, I'm using a muslin Henry, thank you, and Henry's print to see how they would look together. So usually you would have this muslin picture without the print in the background, so I'm going to pretend I don't know what scale the actual print is at. The best way to figure that out is literally measure it, or if you have a drawing or a file, make sure you know the scale of the actual file. So in this case, I'm going to pretend that this is 24 inches wide because it feels like it probably is about that wide. And then with the muslin, I'm going to pretend that it is from shoulder to hem 46 inches. So I'm just going to make a layer on here and write that as a note so that I don't forget it. So I'm making a new layer, and I'm just going to say this is 46 inches high, and then I'll go to the print and say on a new layer that it's 24 inches wide. Obviously, if it's your stuff, you know how to measure it and figure that out. But this is going to help me when I'm trying to figure out how to take this print into this garment and make the scale look the way it would in real life. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do with this artwork is I'm actually going to use a few Photoshop tools to fix it. I'm not going to worry about wrinkles and stuff because I'm literally just doing a mock-up, but I am going to crop it, and I might skew it a little bit so that the print isn't on an angle. So I'm going to go to the background and select all, and then say new layer via cut. And then I'm going to use the transform skew tool to basically bring it down using some guides from the side. I can make sure it's going to be straight. And it looks pretty good. So the guides are really helpful to see if it's centered, and in this case it's not. So I'm going to make sure I can continue to skew it so that the print is running straight up the middle. Even if it wasn't printed properly, that's a good thing to have access to, being able to tweak that. And then I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard and clear my guides. The only other thing I'm going to fix on this is that little red mark, because it feels like that's going to be distracting. So I can use the clone tool. Remember, I hit the option key to start where I want to start cloning and then start drawing, and you'll notice that my opacity setting is low. I can raise it if I just want to quickly fix that. Option key to recenter where I'm picking from, and when I zoom out you'll see that I've gotten rid of that. And again, I'm not going to fix the wrinkles or anything. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop this. If you want to move your information layer into the frame before you crop it, that's sometimes helpful. I think I'll remember that it's 24 inches, but I'm going to take just the artwork area and say image crop. I might fix that up a little bit. The other thing you'll notice is that the lighting on this is very uneven. Again, for my purposes today, it's not really an issue, because I'm just mocking it up in the garment to see if I like the scale and what I can do with the direction. But if you did want to fix it, just a reminder that in class I showed you how to use the dodge and burn tools. So if I want to make the bottom half a little bit lighter, I can use the dodge tool, make it a nice large brush, maybe even bigger. I'm going to be adjusting the shadows, and the exposure at 19% is probably fine because it's not going to do anything drastic. So you'll notice that using it is gently lightening it. Unfortunately, it's also changing the color a little bit, so it's not really the best quickie fix for it. If I really wanted to fix the color down here after doing that, I could do, I think it's a sponge tool that works to desaturate, you'll see. So I can like remove, oh, look at that, that worked very nicely in this file because the artwork is sort of grayscale. It's nice when we get lucky like that. And it's also a good reminder that you should just try things, because I did not have any faith that that would work. Okay, so I'm just gonna actually stop recording because I've got to run out for a second, but this file is good enough to work with now. And then I'll start another video for how to put it into the application sketch.